Ford Mustang Boss 429 is a machine built for those who crave raw power and pure muscle. This isn't just another classic Mustang, it's a legend forged in the fires of competition. Born in 1969 as a response to NASCAR's homologation rules, Ford needed a street-legal version of their monstrous 429 cubic inch V8 to qualify for racing, and the result was one of the most sought-after Mustangs of all time. It was more than just a car, it was a statement, a declaration of dominance in an era where American muscle ruled the streets and the tracks. The Boss 429 was hand-assembled at CarCraft, a specialized Ford facility, where each body had to be heavily modified to fit the massive power plant. The result was a Mustang that looked mean, sat low, and had an aggressive stance that still turns heads to this day. Sliding into the cabin of the Boss 429 is like stepping into a time machine that takes you back to an era of unfiltered driving excitement. The interior is straightforward and no-nonsense, a stark contrast to the high-performance beast that lurks under the hood. The seats are supportive but simple, wrapped in vintage vinyl that reminds you this car was built for one thing: driving. The dashboard layout is clean and driver-focused, with classic gauges giving you all the information you need at a glance. There are no digital screens, no advanced driver aids, just you, the road, and the unrelenting force of a NASCAR-derived V8 waiting to be unleashed. Firing up the Boss 429 is an experience in itself. The deep, thunderous growl of the 7.0-liter big block V8 sends vibrations through the chassis, letting you know this is no ordinary Mustang. Officially rated at 375 horsepower, but widely believed to produce over 500 in reality, this engine is a beast that demands respect. The power delivery is brutal, surging forward with an urgency that few cars of its era could match. The 4-speed manual transmission adds to the engagement, requiring a firm hand and precise shifts to keep the car in its sweet spot. The handling is surprisingly balanced for a muscle car of its time, thanks to the car's lowered stance and specially tuned suspension. While it was never meant to be a corner-carving machine, the Boss 429 holds its own on twisty roads, but it truly comes alive on the open highway where it can stretch its legs and let that massive engine breathe. On the outside, the Boss 429 is all business. Unlike some muscle cars that scream for attention with wild graphics and massive spoilers, this Mustang keeps things relatively understated, letting its presence do the talking. The wider front end, functional hood scoop, and unique badging are the only real hints that this isn't just another fastback. The Magnum 500 wheels wrapped in thick rubber complete the look, giving the car a stance that exudes muscle and power. The limited production numbers make this car even more special, with only 859 units built in 1969 and another 499 in 1970, making it one of the rarest Mustangs ever made. Decades later, the Boss 429 remains one of the most desirable Mustangs in history. Collectors and enthusiasts dream of owning one, and when one hits the auction block, prices soar into the six-figure range. It's more than just a car, it's a piece of American automotive history, a testament to a time when horsepower ruled and regulations hadn't yet tamed the wild spirit of muscle cars. Today, as the world shifts towards electrification and efficiency, the Boss 429 stands as a reminder of what once was a raw, unfiltered, fuel-guzzling monster that defined an era. Whether you're lucky enough to see one in person or simply admire it from afar, the Boss 429's legacy is undeniable, cementing its place as one of the greatest muscle cars of all time.